Punky's World. Excuse me. And Retro Wrestling Recap, Wrestlemania 3, Take 2. I accidentally deleted it. That was after editing it, so I wasn't happy. So let's get started, shall we? The tagline for it was bigger, badder, better. Each WrestleMania has a tagline. Like this year it's WrestleMania Goes Hollywood. Which I seem to think they've done once before. Oh my god. My nose is bleeding. Oh, sorry guys. Oh, sorry guys. Anyway, let's try to get on with the video and hope it doesn't bleed out down my face. Oh, it stays bleeding on the inside. Anyway, I know how to deal with a nosebleed. One of those things I was taught in first aid class. Oh. Squeeze it. Don't put your head back. And it's not bad. Sorry it interrupted the video a little bit. Okay. This took place in the Pontiac Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan, where it set an indoor attendance record that would stand for the next 12 years until it was broken by Pope John Paul II. That record was 93,173. On the call were Gorilla Monsoon, Jesse the Body Ventura, with special guests Bob Uecker and Mary Hart for a couple of matches. Okay, the first match was Cowboy Bob Orton and Don Morocco versus the Can-Am Connection of Rick Martel and Tom Zink. Can-Am won, and it was a very exciting match. Then we had Billy Jack Haynes versus Hercules, which was a double countout. And I need to flip over here because I totally missed this match when I was originally writing, so I had to change the numbers of all the matches and write this one on the next page. King Kong Bundy and 2 midgets versus Hillbilly Jim and 2 midgets. It's important that we put that in quotes because nobody calls a little person a midget anymore. It's not appropriate or politically correct. It was never meant to be an insult. People use it as an insult now to small people like me, oh, you little midget, you know, stuff like that. But when it came to like midget wrestlers, it wasn't an insult. That's what they were called. Just so we're clear. Bundy teamed with Little Tokyo and Little Brooke, and Hillbilly Jim teamed with Little Beaver and I can't remember. Like I said, wrestlers with dwarfism were called midget wrestlers. That's just what they were called. And they were great athletes for the most part. So I don't understand it. Some of them are legendary. Some of them, you know, Oliver Humperdinck, Lord Littlebrook, Little Tokyo, Little Beaver. These guys are legendary. Like Hall of Fame worthy wrestlers. Regardless of their 4-foot frame. You know, so just to make that clear. That I don't personally have anything against them. I am just calling them what they were called at the time. Okay? So Bundy and Hillbilly Jim are both ginormous human beings, even by what you would call average sized person standards. They were ginormous human beings. So there was no way that they could wrestle the midgets. So they would have to, they worked it like a mixed tag when there's men and women. When the man tags his female partner, the other female automatically has to come in. Same thing. If one of the small wrestlers tagged Bundy, for instance, Hillbilly Jim had to come in, and vice versa. It was for the safety of the small wrestlers. Anyway, or midget wrestlers, as they were called. Hillbilly Jim and his partners won by disqualification because Bundy went after one of Hillbilly Jim's small partners, and his partners turned on him because you don't do that, and helped. Oh yeah. Billy Jack Haynes and Hercules match, just to get back to that real quick, wasn't that good. In my opinion, because I don't like the big, muscular, strong man style matches. Okay, after the Bundy fiasco, we have King Harley Race versus JYD. Loser must bow. Race won the match on a distraction, and there was no bow. Dog took the royal robe. I knew there was no way JYD was going to bow. Even back then I knew that. Love JYD. And Harley Race is a Hall of Fame legend. I mean, he just is. That wasn't Harley Race's greatest match, and I don't think that he would have said it was either. Harley Race is just a great technical wrestler. I'm not taking anything away from JYD. That just wasn't his style. JYD could wrestle, it just wasn't his style. I believe he was an amateur wrestler. I could be wrong, let me know. Nicely, please. That being said, Race has had many classic pure wrestling matches over the years because that's what he's known for. Even as a heel throughout his career, he's known for that. For being a technician. Anyway, the Dream Team, Beefcake and Valentine, defeated the Rougeaus, and then Johnny V, the manager, and Valentine, luscious Johnny V. And no, I wasn't quoting. I just had my hand up for some reason. I think I was just going, luscious Johnny V, and Valentine turned on Beefcake, got in the little motorized ring and left him. Then there was the hair versus hair match. Roddy Piper versus Adrian Adonis. Roddy won with the sleeper. And Beefcake. Oh, okay, what happened was, at some point, Adonis got Piper in the sleeper, what he called Goodnight Irene. And he thought he had him out. So he let go, and he's celebrating. And the referee says, no, his arm didn't drop the third time. You let go too soon, And so Piper got the sleeper on him, knocked him out. He won. Well, Piper was almost out. Beefcake came in and did his thing that he became known for after cutting people's hair. And got Piper back up or whatever, and he slapped a sleeper hold on Adonis and beat him. And Brutus Beefcake actually cut his hair, and that's how he became Brutus the Barber Beefcake, and a huge fan favorite. The British Bulldogs and Tito Santana versus the Hart Foundation and former referee Danny Davis. The Harts won with the megaphone. Coco Beware versus Butch Reed. Reed won. Then Tito came out to save Coco from whatever Reed and Slick had in mind, and he tore Slick's suit to shreds. Later I'll tell you something interesting about Slick. The Intercontinental title match. Ricky Steamboat versus champion Randy Savage. I will tell you what. One of the greatest matches of all times. And anybody, even a wrestler, will tell you that. It inspired Chris Jericho. I mean, it has inspired other wrestlers. It was amazing. Steamboat won. I want Elizabeth's dress from that match. Oh, I want that pink dress. Anyway. There was a time I would have looked stunning in it. But, yeah. The time I could have fit in it. It would have had to be taken up because she was taller, but anyway. Coco versus Reed was nothing to write home about, by the way. Butch Reed. Nikolai Volkov and the Iron Sheik versus the Killer Bees. The Bees were disqualified because Hacksaw Jim Duggan hit the Iron Sheik with his 2x4 when he had one of the Bees in the camel clutch. It was going after Volkov. And he chased Volkov into the ring, and Volkov, beat feet, and so he turned around, saw Sheik, why not, and hit him. So then we had Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant. Hogan won with a body slam and a leg drop. Big flipping deal. I'm sorry, but Hogan is such a one-dimensional wrestler. That's all he did. The big boot to the face, the leg drop, the pin. Oh, he would sell for a little bit, then he would do this big fake comeback. It was terrible. I think this match was one of Hogan's better selling jobs because Hogan doesn't sell well. He doesn't like to. I think he sold better for Andre than he normally does, and it still wasn't great. Anyway, everything in these are my opinion alone. Okay, my notes. First off, Slick. I forgot to put this in my notes, but Slick is actually an ordained minister. That's what he does now. They've interviewed him a few times here and there. Even film footage of him in his church and stuff. He's actually always been a Christian. And he decided to make it his full-time work when he left wrestling. And was ordained. So that's pretty cool. Someday we'll make a video talking all about the wrestlers who've turned their lives to Christ and their ministries and stuff. I think that'll be interesting. And those who work in the business who are Christian. The match between Billy Jack Haynes and Hercules was a battle over who was the master of the full Nelson. Alice Cooper was at ringside with Jake Roberts. Did I even mention that match? My goodness. How did I miss that in my list? Oh, Honky Tonk beat Jake the Snake by holding the ropes. And then he ran away from Alice Cooper and the Snake, leaving Jimmy Hart, but he did come back and get Jimmy Hart after they threw the snake on him. And the Honky Tonk Man, by the way, is a first cousin of Jerry Lawler. Their moms are sisters. And Lawler has said, you know, we don't get along. We have different ideology, and we just, he said, but you know what? He is my mother's sister's son. He is my aunt's son. And I wouldn't say anything bad about him, you know? And if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Well, I added that part, but that's what he was getting at, you know? And he said, I'm not going to hurt my aunt. I'm not going to hurt my mother. I'm just not going to say anything or deal with how to put this, you know, make my family upset. And I think that's a good thing. Oh, and by the way, Hacksaw Jim Duggan had originally come out because he interrupted the Russian national anthem. Said, you're going to sing that here because this is the land of the free and the home of the brave. Well, ding, 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 Duggan. That's exactly why he can sing it here. Because he has that freedom of speech. And a hell of a voice to go with it. Should be noted, though, he is not actually from Russia. He is Russian, but he's actually from Czechoslovakia. There was a nice interview with him talking about his, you know, when the whole thing split up. Okay. I did something different with this retro wrestling recap. I made a list of all the participants, not just in the ring, but in general, who have passed away. Because there's so many of them. And yeah, I think I've got 28. Yeah, 28. So, here we go. And this is my way of honoring them, you know. Dave Hebner, Roddy Piper, Gorilla Monsoon, Andre the Giant, King Kong Bundy, Nikolai Volkov, Tom Zenk, Bobby the Brain Heenan, Adorable Adrian Adonis, Hercules, Fabulous Moolah, Lord Littlebrook, Jim Neidhart, Davey Boy Smith, Dynamite Kid, Little Beaver, Little Tokyo, JYD, Harley Race, Dino Bravo, Johnny V, Randy Savage, Elizabeth, George Steele, Butch Reed, Joey Morella, Gene Okerlund, and Howard Finkel. I thought, that leading up to Wrestlemania, I would do my retro wrestling recaps a Wrestlemania a week. So I'm thinking about doing WrestleMania 2 next week. Yeah, I think I'm going to do WrestleMania 2 next week. No, I know I'm going to do it. Maybe WrestleMania 1 the week after that, then WrestleMania 4, and have a system of WrestleManias up until WrestleMania, which would give me how many weeks? Gives me 3 weeks. So I will do WrestleMania 2, WrestleMania 1, and WrestleMania 4. That's my plan. So let me write that down over the next 3 weeks. Gosh, my father will be proud of me. Writing no Roman numerals here. Thank you for joining me for this RWR Wrestling Retro Wrestling Recap. We have had a good day so far. Almost 2 o'clock, guys. I am going to continue to work on Adult April. I'm actually having a little bit of success. Before I even got out of bed, I had 2 cases on top of what I had from last night's work. So I will get that put together. That'll be fun. I don't know what I want to watch, but I do know I want a bowl. So let's do that. I'm going to move this table and hopefully not end up with giant bruises. So I'm also going to turn on exercise on this thing. I turned it on last night. It makes a lot of noise, but we can handle it. And hopefully my nose won't be bleeding again. Let's push this back over here. I'm going to push this over here. Whoops. Sorry, guys. So that I don't there, now I won't whack it on my bowl. And you guys can enjoy watching me, I hope. Or laugh at me. No, I'm pretty good at bowling. So this will be fun. I will see you for that. God bless you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Love you, Mommy. And turn on the computer here so I can edit you after I bowl. Get you up there. Please click the subscribe button, click like, click the, excuse me, I didn't sleep well, bell for notifications. And if you're in New York City, you've got 2 places to meet and greet Christopher Daniels today. Go! I wish I could. Anyway. Bye, guys.